Hey everyone, Clarky here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back, and today we are going over Zombies Replay episode 23, 20, I'm not sure, episode 22. I keep forgetting the episode numbers, but today, for Zombies Replay, we are on the map Carrier. Now, Carrier was the third DLC map, or just the third map, to launch on Exo Zombies, and we are going over this with the man, the myth, the legend, CodeNamePizza.
Hello! Clarky, hello! And hello to Clarky's subscribers as well. I am here to help you make this video today, and I cannot wait, dude. Thank you so much for inviting me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Pizza, he has decided to record his answers for me, so thank you, Pizza, for joining this episode, and thank you for giving me your answers.
Hello, I'm CodeNamePizza, real name Pizza, and I've been making zombies content since 2012, and I have been playing zombies since 2008. Carrier is probably my favorite Exo Zombies map, and I was a very big advocate for Advanced Warfare, so I'm glad that I'm on this episode.
So I'll be showing his answers first, then I'll be giving my perspective on the questions, and yeah, well, my answer on the questions. So yeah, but apart from that though, let's get into the first question, which I will then say, I'll roll the clip from Pizza from what his answers were to said question, and then I'll give my own. But the first question was, what was your first time playing the map? Like, what was your first experience when playing the map for the first time?
Do I remember my first personal experience of the map, my first time playing? And what was it like playing the map for the first time? Great question. I don't. It's one of the only maps I don't remember playing for the very first time. I remember all the other Exo Zombies maps, and I remember around this time, I didn't have a job, and my goal in the entirety of life, apart from becoming a full-time YouTuber, was to get 100% achievements on the Xbox One version of Advanced Warfare. So I was playing a lot of Exo Survival at the time, but I can explain why I don't remember my first playthrough. That, and also because if you look at the other maps, they're very rememberable, even though some of them aren't great. Like, the first map, Outbreak, it's the first map. The second map, Infection, it's Burger Town. We know Burger Town from previous Modern Warfare games. It's rememberable. Then Carrier came out, it's just on a ship. Like, it's, I don't know. And then Descent is basically freaking Atlantis, so it's very memorable. But I don't remember playing Carrier for the first time, even though now I love it. So I'm apologizing for the weirdest answer right there.
And that's okay for the weirdest answer. You haven't disappointed us at all, Mr. Pizza. So, in my case, Carrier was... I get the whole memorable thing, whereas the other maps, like Burger Town, it's not as popular, so of course people are going to remember it. Outbreak, first map, and then of course Descent was very cool, as it was kind of like Atlantis, like you said. And Carrier, it's on a ship, it's got some cool things here and there, but nothing really too special, you know? But the things I really like, what brings it back to me is like, when I first loaded up to map, I was like playing in a public game. I know I played public games for the first time back then. I was stupid. And I saw how there was two players like split in each room. And I was like, oh, it's actually like Rots, which I found kind of cool. And I never got the Wonder Weapon for the first time. Until like maybe a couple of games later. My luck was that bad. My RNG was awful. But it was definitely very interesting to see what they did within the game, and honest to God, it's a really interesting experience when playing it for the first time in Carrier, because like you're like, oh god, there's bombs left and right here, oh god, we've got a big boss, there's sharks, there's an ocean, can we jump in the ocean? No, you just instantly die. And then the Wonder Weapon, of course, is good as well, and there's so much to do in Carrier. I think it's the machine with the grenades over here. Along with that, you have this, which people are seeing weapons disposal, and they're like, huh? Huh? And you're probably wondering, what is that? And then of course, you did get the DLC weapons, which in my case, in both my first game and this gameplay here, I did get the M1 irons, which is one of my favourite weapons to use in Exo Zombies, just as the rounds go further on. It's just not really the best. But aside from that though, it was a really good experience in my opinion when it came to playing Carrier for the first time. So yeah, that's all I have to personally say about Carrier when it came to my first time playing. So for the next question I have is, what is the things that you don't necessarily like about playing Carrier? Like, what is the things that you don't necessarily like about the map?
I think the one thing that frustrates me the most about Carrier, apart from certain zombie types on Advanced Warfare, which are annoying, but I'm an advocate for Advanced Warfare zombies, I think the doorways are really thin. Like, it's really difficult to go from one area to another area without having an incredible, powerful weapon, or the contact grenades, or the teleportation grenades. Like, you are very screwed with how compact getting from one room to another is. Once you're inside a certain room, it tends to be okay. There's definitely areas of the map that are very open, but from getting one place to another, it's pretty freaking tough. And I guess that's why you need to use the teleporters more. But I like the ability in zombies to be able to choose my own transportation to get around the map. And I just think it's a little bit too compact in my opinion, but hey ho.
Interesting answer, I'd say. In my case, the things I really don't like, and granted this is a challenge and all, but it just can get a bit annoying. It's super challenging and I love challenges, but if you make a challenge too hard to the point where it's just like impossible and you just get stressed over it, it can be a pain. The bombs, I very much like. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, I don't know how that's gonna go. But I like how every time you kill an enemy, you get a camouflage, and then of course you can get a power up once you've stopped the bomb along with camouflage. I thought that was kind of cool. But as the rounds goes on, the bombs are going down quicker. Like the bomb timer, like you've got a limited amount of time to defuse the bomb, and it goes down quicker and quicker as rounds go on. And along with that, as rounds do go on, it takes you longer to defuse the bomb as well, which I kind of hate the fact that it takes you longer to defuse the bomb instead of like the bomb timer going quicker. I think it should have just stayed the same as it was when the first defused bomb round starts. But aside from that though, it's not really a bad thing. I do like it. I just wish as rounds goes on, the time to defuse the bomb wasn't, you know, reduced. But aside from that though, I do definitely find that cool, but that just kind of sucks. But aside from that, those are the things that we really don't necessarily like about Carrier. So the next question is, what are the things that you would change or add to the map?
I think the one thing that annoys me about the replayability of Exo Zombies, and especially on Carrier, is, I know this is a future question right now as well, is how low the percentage rate of getting the wonder weapons are. Like, they are really low. Compare that to any other Zombies map or any other Zombies game. It's really rare to get the wonder weapon on this map. It's really rare to get the Trident on Descent. The microwave gun on Infection, you seem to get it pretty often, and you get the Cell 3 a lot, and you get the S12 a lot. Best shotgun in the whole of Zombies. No one can tell me otherwise. The Haymaker is not better. S12 all the way. But I think that's what I would change. I would change just maybe 1% higher chance of getting the wonder weapon. There's games, dude. I honestly think I've only used this wonder weapon on this map like 4 times out of maybe 20 or 25 or 30 playthroughs. Like, it's really tough to get. So that's what I would change. And obviously the doorways that I mentioned before. I like this Easter egg a lot. There's not much about the Easter egg that I don't like. I think it's quite a challenging solo Easter egg. So yeah, I'm going with that. I'm sticking with that. I want the percentage rate of the wonder weapons to be higher, and I would also want the doors to be slightly wider to get from one map or one part of the map to the other.
What I would change or add to the map? Really, when I think about it, there's really nothing to change or add. And when it comes to this question specifically, there is a lot of stuff that we could add or change. When it comes to adding, there really isn't much to add unless there's something that the map is really missing. But when it comes to changing, that's a different story. In my case, like I said with the dislike question, I'd really change it how as the rounds go further on, the time to defuse the bomb doesn't get slower and slower. The time that you have to defuse the bomb, if that gets quicker, okay, but the time to defuse the bomb, that should really just, you know, slow down a bit. You know, like that should really, well, not slow down a bit. That's the thing I hate. The things that I would change is just, you know, the bomb time to defuse it. It shouldn't be reduced. It should just be the same as it is. It should be a bit quicker, you know. On later rounds, because it will get difficult, especially how you got zombies attack you along with Atlas attack you as well, which is a big pain. And then as it goes on, you get like big Sentinels attack you as well. Like, you don't want that, man. You don't want that. But aside from that though, that is why I'd really change. There really isn't nothing I would change or add to the map, in my opinion. I think it's actually okay for what it is, because I actually quite like Carrier. It's a heavy debate whether it's my favourite map in X Zombies, because I actually very much do like it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But aside from that, Carrier, great map. I like it for what it is, and I really have no complaints. And those are the things that we would add or change to Carrier. So the next question I have is, what do you like about the map personally?
I love the map. I love the Easter egg. I did just mention this. The only thing I don't like about the Easter egg is how many rounds you have to flip to get teleportation zombies to put into the teleporter to go to the desert island. I think I think they made the map and went, oh no, one of our dev team just beat this in like 10 minutes. We need to really extend this. So they went, okay, let's have a ungodly amount of teleportation zombies that need to be killed to access that teleporter. And I don't think the number increases whether you're in a 4-player game or a solo game. So for solo players, it's incredibly tough. So that's what I would change about the map. That's what I don't like, and what I like is the whole of the Easter egg apart from that step. And also the cutscene at the end. The cutscene's really freaking cool too. You can really start getting into the storyline, if there is one. I guess there is. I like it, of Advanced Warfare with this map. So yeah, there you go.
The things I really like about the map, I really like the wonder weapon. The wonder weapons I like are fun wonder weapons. It's not the strongest, I'd say. I don't think the wonder weapon that we get in this is super strong, but it is a fun one and it is good. And along with that, it doesn't have much ammo, but I really like the uniqueness of the wonder weapon. Like that, the LZ is one of like the most unique wonder weapons ever in zombies, in my opinion. And honest to God, it's such a fun one. And honest to God, I wish we could see more wonder weapons. Not exactly like it, but more unique wonder weapons where it's fun, it's a bit strong as well. It doesn't have to be the most OP wonder weapon like the Pumpkin Servant or something. Just something strong enough to get you through enough high rounds, something with a decent amount of ammo, and it's just super fun to use. Those are the wonder weapons I like, and that is what the LZ delivered to me, in my opinion. Granted, the damage, it's okay later rounds, but really not the best, and the ammo can go away, quite depending on how much you're shooting, if you're stuck in a corner to save your life or something. But aside from that, though, that's what I like about Carrier, along with the fact that I'm glad that they did bring back how you can spawn on two sides. Kind of like what they did with Verrot when they introduced Verrot. I was a really big fan of that, and I want to see that come back. And when I saw that coming back in Carrier, I was already hooked. So yeah, I know that's a weird thing, but personally, I really did like that about Carrier. But yeah, those are the things that we really like about Carrier. So the next question is, what do you think about the wonder weapon of this map?
I love it. Once again, wish the percentage of getting it is higher, but it's so unique. So unique. The way that you shoot it, and it's a laser beam that goes across, like, I'm gonna throw this out there. I know that the dev teams of all zombies are massively into pop culture, and I think they knew they were making a ship map, and they took inspiration for this weapon, the laser beam going across like that, from the movie Ghost Ship. Which, if you've ever seen it, you'll know the scene that I'm talking about. Probably now mentioned it, but directly at the start of the movie, there's some like wire that goes across the ship that flies across and kind of like cuts everyone's heads off. I think they were going for that with this wonder weapon, but a more futuristic version, which I think is really cool, and it ties in with it very well. I could be completely wrong there, but I do know a lot of the devs are into pop culture, so it's a massive possibility that that is true. So very, very cool. So yeah, I love the wonder weapon. I wish it was easier to get, but there you go.
Again, last question earlier, I really already gave my opinion on the wonder weapon. I think it's great. I think it's great, but the only things I'd really change is buff it a bit. Not a lot, but just a tad bit. Because I like OP wonder weapons, granted, but I don't want to get to the point where, oh, I've got the Pumpkin Servant, let me put up Alchemical Thesis, Packet Punch it in my Film on Revelations, and just keep spamming the ammo over and over and over again. Like, because then I know I'd have more safety, right? But I like it where the wonder weapons are fun to use, they've got good enough decent ammo, and they're super strong, but not strong enough to the point where you're just gonna just sit down, drink a bit of coffee, and just keep pressing R2 24/7. I like to keep on my toes when playing zombies, and I think that's what the LZ delivered. Granted, I'd still buff up the damage a bit, but not a lot, I'd say, in my opinion. But apart from that, though, I think it's great. It's fun to use, it's very unique, and that's what I like about wonder weapons, especially the LZ within Carrier. And that is what we think about the wonder weapon in Carrier. So the next question is, what do you think about the Easter egg of this map?
And I freaking love it. Like I just said, I think it's really cool, just the dynamic of having to... It's also very annoying, and I get that it'll annoy a lot of players, but I like the idea of being fully equipped with the best weapons possible, and then you realize that you've got to get rid of one of those weapons to give to a zombie hand inside of a vending machine, sacrifice your amazing weapon to just progress onto the next step. I think for one map out of all the zombies, I think that's hilarious. So so that is something that I find quite funny. I also really like the idea that there's 2 Easter eggs. I mean, all Exo Zombies maps had it, but the one on this map's very cool. So the second Easter egg on this is where you've got to do the jump puzzle with the lasers on the floor without having the lasers there. So you kind of got to do it without seeing where they are. I freaking love that. So yeah, love the Easter egg of this map.
I haven't done the Easter egg a lot in this game, right? I haven't done the Easter egg on Carrier a lot, right? But when I have done it, I've had so much fun. Granted, solo, it gets a bit tedious. Like you said, Pizza, the Easter egg as a whole, like, I hate how you need to go up through so much rounds just to get teleporting parts for, well, not teleporting parts, you need to kill teleporting zombies to get parts to craft the teleporter. And it's annoying to go through up so many rounds, especially how the LZ, again, by that time, like, I'm on round 20 or something, and it gets struggling as well as time goes on, and like, half the time when I'm doing solo, I'm always struggling on the shark step. Like, there's something I'm missing half the time, right? I get it, I'm a noob, but still, and that's why most of the time I'm carried by, like, my friends, like, LA. It's like, dude, like, a great Easter egg, but my god, the fact that you have to go through so many rounds just to get those parts, it's annoying. I don't mind if you need to get to a certain round for an Easter egg to start, like take Outbreak and you get to round 3. But other than that, getting to round 17, I don't mind it if I some reason can't get monkeys, right? I should be able to, but man, I'm not the biggest fan of like when you don't need to get to a certain round, but you need to keep going through the rounds while doing stuff with the Easter egg. It's like, especially how with Carrier, every time a player is added, there's more parts you'll need to collect for the teleporter, and that can get annoying, but still, I love the Easter egg, right? It's a great Easter egg. I love it when you do get a bit drunk. I kind of find that funny. It's a bit challenging, along with going on the squares, and the whole thing, like you said earlier, with the second Easter egg having no squares at all, where you can't stand on any of it. It's tough, man. It's tough, but I definitely very much like it. And yeah, I can't complain about the Easter egg apart from the fact that I just hate having to go through so many rounds. And those are the things that we think about the Easter egg on Carrier. So the next question is the storyline.
The storyline of this map, I think it has a pretty decent story. Like I said before, the cutscene at the end is pretty good. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. And it's also the first time that you're like, holy dude, Ozzy's going to be some kind of mutant that you're going to have to kill at some point. And I think at that point, when I first saw this cutscene, I was like, we're going to get our real first boss fight inside of zombies. I quotation because I feel like, you know, Der Eisendrache might be the first boss fight. But, you know, the Oz boss fight from Descent was pretty much the first one. So, yeah, that was the first time from the storyline of Carrier that I started thinking, holy, we might actually get a boss fight right here.
The storyline on this map, as I've said, for both Outbreak and Burger Town, I'd say this is where the story really hits, because we start to know that, granted, Oz, we know is a zombie, but you hear him talking to you throughout the map and like, is Oz alive? No way he's alive, we saw him dead. And then, of course, then all of a sudden, he's not just any normal zombie, he's a big mutant zombie. And like, you all are starting to freak out, and you're like, what are we going to do? He's the big bad Oz, you know? So it's like, what are we going to do? The storyline, I think, is great, especially how we're learning more about not just Atlas and stuff, but we're learning about the characters that we do play along as within Sentinel, and I definitely do think that's interesting and cool. But aside from that though, the storyline, I definitely think it really starts to make sense and gets more interesting when we get to Carrier and Descent, and the ending of Burger Town if we count the ending cutscene. But aside from that though, those are the things that we think about the storyline. So the next question is, would you be okay if this map came back as a remaster where everything's just the same but it came back with just better graphics and stuff, or a remake where maybe some old stuff does come back with better graphics but there's some new things added here and then, or maybe some new side Easter eggs, but what would you choose?
I want it to come back. Dude, that would be amazing. I mean, I think it holds up very well. I think all of Advanced Warfare holds up well. I think the only game that didn't hold up well that you would need remastered for is World at War, Black Ops 1, and potentially Black Ops 2. I think all of Black Ops 3, I think Advanced Warfare, I think IW, I think all of those games are really freaking good. I think World War II's maps had potential to be good, and especially the Easter eggs had potential to be good if it wasn't on World War II. I think if you ported those maps over to a different game, maybe it would be actually really freaking good. So I would love a remaster of this, but I don't think it's necessary to have a remaster of this. I can still go back to it, I can still play it, I can still enjoy it, but yeah, a remaster would be pretty darn freaking cool.
I definitely do agree. A remake isn't really needed. If there was to be a remake, there would only be like slight changes, I think, to the Easter egg. But yet again, take Moon from Black Ops 3, for example. Like, That's just a plain remaster, but they added in some simple things here and then, like side Easter eggs, like Space Dog, and of course they made the Easter egg soloable within BO3 Moon, whereas in Black Ops 1 you can't do that solo. Well, you could do most of the, you could do half the Easter egg solo, but you can't do the whole Easter egg on Black Ops 1 Moon solo. And it sucks, unless you have a mod, but back then on console, you didn't have that. So if they were to do a remaster on Carrier, I would want them to change a bit of the Easter egg where you don't have to cut through rounds, or maybe they were adding some side Easter eggs, but as a whole, a remake I wouldn't want personally. I definitely don't think out of all the maps in Exos, Carrier really doesn't need it. Whereas a remaster, cool, I'd be down for that as well. But it isn't needed. It definitely isn't needed. But if they were to bring it back, I would want them to change a couple of things. But aside from that though, I would personally like a remaster, but it really isn't needed, exactly like Pizza said. So yeah, that's what we think about Carrier, whether it should come back as a remaster or a remake. So the final question is, what is your rating out of 10 for Carrier and your reason why?
Oh, this is tough because I need to put aside to the back of my head my love for Advanced Warfare Zombies. I'm going to put Carrier. Am I allowed to rank this with other maps from Advanced Warfare only? Or does this have to be against all other zombie maps? If we're talking only Advanced Warfare, I'm ranking this out of 10 like an 8. An 8 out of 10 for Advanced Warfare. If we're doing all of zombies, it's a 5. It's it's 5. 5.5. Something like that. I think it's a really good map. I think it's my favorite map on Advanced Warfare. I do really like the scenery and the decor and the immersive nature of Descent. But I think Carrier has the better Easter egg for solo players, even though, like I said before, it's really annoying. And I just like it. It's kind of hard to explain because I've not really told you much that I like. But I like it. So I'm giving it, for Advanced Warfare, 8 out of 10. And 5 or 5.5 out of 10 across the board for zombies.
I'm still debating whether out of all the maps, Carrier is my favourite map. I definitely do have a lot of fun on it compared to the other maps. Descent I have fun with after trying and stuff, but compared to the other maps, I don't know. Just it's something about Carrier I just have more fun with. The only time I really like Focus is when like it's a bomb round and stuff, but that's it. Outbreak as well, I definitely have a lot of fun on it. I've played it too much to the point where I just really mess around. Same applies for Burger Town. Granted, the only time I focus is when my RNG's bad and I'm dying a lot and I'm just getting bad luck. And the same applies for any map, and not just in Exo Zombies, but the whole zombies. That can apply to any map. But it just with the maps in Exos is really something different. In Carrier, I like to mess around in it. I like the Wonder Weapon. The Easter egg is funny, to me in my opinion, with the drunk step and stuff. I definitely do think this map as a whole, I personally give it a 7 out of 10. And yes, Pizza, if you're wondering the whole of zombies or just counting Exos, we are just counting Exos, really, just because at the end of every game for Call of Duty Zombies, I go over the map as a whole, put all the ratings out of 10 together for the one game and see how well it done out of 100. So yeah, so we're really just counting Exos. But thanks for sharing your opinion on what would you rate it out of the whole of zombies. But aside from that though, that's really all we have to say about Exo Zombies for Carrier. Base guys, thank you all so much for watching. Again, please do go subscribe to CodeNamePizza in the description below. The guy is a Chad, and thank you so much Pizza for hopping on. I hope you're having a great day by the time I've uploaded this. And again, thank you so much for hopping on for this episode, Pizza. And you're a legend, and thank you for hopping on.
But thank you very much, Clarky, for having me on, man. And thank you very much to all your subscribers for watching. Support this man. Absolutely smash the like button on this video if you haven't done already. Please support this dude. And there you go. Thank you very much, Mr. Clarky. Thank you to your subscribers. And I'll see you in the next video.
So everyone, make sure to go subscribe to Pizza. Check out all of his Twitter. Make sure to check out his Twitter and YouTube channel in the description below. Base guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. If you guys did enjoy, please subscribe, leave a like, click the notification bell, always subscribe to the channel. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. And again, do please go subscribe to Pizza in the description below. Base guys, hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video live stream, boys. And goodbye.